If you go to a cafe in the summer, you may choose fresh fruit juice instead of coffee. This is because fresh fruit juice is more relaxed than excessive caffeine consumptions. Feels healthier than factory-made drinks and tastes less sweet and juicy than commercial drinks. Are these fruit juice beneficial to our bodies? Juice and beverages are essentially drinkable liquid, and their definitions are different. Since juice is usually a liquid obtained by squeezing or grinding fruits or vegetables, it often contains the natural ingredient of juice and vegetable as they are. It is purely manufactured without additives and rich in nutrients such as vitamins and minerals. Beverages is a generic term for any liquid that can be drunken. It can include additive flavors, sweeteners, and etc. And alcohol is also possible. You may have chosen fruit juice for your health. However, experts do not recommend this type of juice. This is because many commercial fruit juices are juice from concentrate. Fruit is heated and concentrated to reduce its volume to 15% and stored at low temperatures. It is then prepared by diluting purified water in this concentrated juice when it is served to be served on the market as a juice. This method, called reconstitution, is also called rehydrated juice. As a result, the juice from the concentrate contains other additives that may still exist. In particular, since it is heated during the concentration process and sterilized during the addition of purified water, a lot of nutrients in the original juice are destroyed. Additional pigments, spices, and sugar are added far from the existing juice already. Be careful, especially for people with diabetes, because fruit juice may contain more sugar concentrations than the fruit itself. High sugar content can cause a blood sugar spike, drastically raising blood sugar levels. What is smoothie? You can add various sugars and dairy products to the drink, made by instantly grinding fresh fruit. It is produced by grinding whole ingredients rather than juice, so it is healthier regarding dietary fiber and nutrient, except for some sugar. Rich nutritional fiber makes you feel full quickly when on a diet. A, the which is mainly made with nectar or sugar, doesn't seem like a healthy drink. It is also a natural enemy for those who need diabetes management because it is made with sugars such as honey. Not from concentrate. NFC juice is also called juicy juice or straight juice because it does not use a concentrated juice method. It is not prepared by diluting it with water, but is squeezed only with fruit. So the aroma and nutrient are not destroyed and the freshness is high. However, the sterilization process is essential for distribution, especially if it goes through a heating process. Destroying nutrient is inevitable. Recently, non-heating ultra-high pressure sterilization processing, and it is called HPP method, have been used to minimize damage through advanced methods such as paying attention to the destruction of those nutrients. Not like the juices manufactured and marketed in food factories, the most fresh thing is the instant ground fruit juice. This can be also seen as NFC foam, and most of the fruit juices made immediately after ordering in the store are blender juice. Juices made by juicing on fruit-rich farms or tourist attractions are also NFC. However, this must have significantly removed dietary fiber. It can be considered a healthy juice except for sugars in blender styles. Sugar per 100 grams of natural fruit is 15 grams of green grapes, 14 grams of bananas, 6 grams of strawberries, and 4 grams of grape juice. If you drink about 300 milliliters of these fresh fruit juices, you will be able to consume a large amount of about 30 grams of sugar. However, as the HWO's recommended daily sugar intake is only 25, be careful because this is much higher than standard sugar. Fruits with their natural sugars, fructose, glucose, and sugar, are a significant part of a healthy diet. The key here is that the dietary fiber and cellulose present in whole fruit play a crucial role. They slow down sugar absorption, preventing sudden spikes in blood sugar levels. What's more, not all of these sugars are absorbed by our body. They also act as a source of nutrition for the beneficial microbes in our intestines and are simply excreted from the body. Patients with diabetes, obesity, and chronic diseases should be careful because juicy juice with dietary fiber removed can absorb sugars into the body faster than fruit itself and increase sugar index rapidly. A sugar-free mixer juice would be an alternative if it is difficult to eat fruit. In addition, dietary fiber consumed make it possible to consume less sugar than fruit juice because it gives you a sense of fullness. In general, sugars in fruits come in the order of fructose, sugar, and glucose in order. Eating fruit may be less burden than eating refined sugar. Fructose and glucose in fruits are simple sugars, so the rate of absorption in the body is faster than that of glucose. Still, fructose must be converted into glucose after metabolism in the liver. If the rate of absorption of glucose is perhaps about 100, the rate of absorption of fructose is 43, so the rate of absorption is slow. In the case of glucose and galactose, when it is actively transported into epithelial cells of the small intestine, sodium and glucose co-transport (SGLT) is involved, and transport is made using energy that absorbs sodium. And on the other hand, the rate of absorption of fructose differs because it is promoted through GLUT5, or glucose transport. The second most significant amount of sugars is the disaccharide that combines glucose and fructose, which is absorbed after being broken down by enzymes in the body and is slower than glucose to absorb. Fruits contain a lot of this sugar but are rich in dietary fiber, which is a complex sugar that prevents blood sugar from rising and helps with digestion. Fruit juice is not recommended for diabetes. When diabetics want to drink juice, it is recommended to consume a small amount of juice only, made from low sugar fruit. Choosing a fruit that contains fiber or fruit juice that has a low blood sugar index is also helpful. Lemon juice is low in sugar content, and if you drink it diluted in water, you can minimize the increase in blood sugar. Berries, like strawberry, blueberry, and raspberry, berries are healthier than other fruits because they contain less sugar and are rich in antioxidants. Grape juice. Grapefruit is healthier because it has low blood sugar levels and rich in vitamin C. However, care should be taken as it may interact with certain kinds of drugs. Kiwi is medium in sugar content and rich in vitamin C and fiber. It is advisable to drink these fruits diluted and low in the sugar concentration, or consume only a small portion to taste them. Or there is a way to reduce increase in blood sugar level by taking them with a meal rather than eating them alone. Children who are sensitive to sugar should also be careful about eating fruit juice. In 2017, the American Academy of Pediatrics (AAP) issues a recommendation for fruit juice, explaining why people eat fruit rather than fruit juice to prevent childhood obesity. One is that fruit juice contains more sugar. The second is less dietary fiber, and fruit peels contain all kinds of good nutrients, but fruit juice with the skin removed cannot expect those nutrients such as vitamins. In particular, the standards are strict for babies, but fruit juice should not be given to children before the age of 1.5, and only about 1.5 cups, about 120 milliliters per day, are allowed for children aged 1 to 3. Juice can be made at around 180 per day if they are over the age of 4 and 240 per day if are over the age of 7. Overall, children are very negative about drinking fruit juice, Experts repeat that consuming fruit in the form of juice with whole fruit can speed up sugar absorption and absorption rate in the body. So be careful.